How to buy a house at an auction. So welcome back. Now in this episode, I'm going to answer the question, how to buy a house at an auction. Now you're going to love this. Thousands of people are searching for bargain property. I'm going to show you bargain property. Now my name is Ted Thomas. I've been around the real estate business since 1970, but the last 30 years, I settled down on tax liens and tax deeds. Why did I do that? It's a nice, solid market. It doesn't go up and down. There's no recessions. I'm going to give you some of the inside secrets on what goes on here. Now, after I give you secrets, you're going to be saying to yourself, you want to head for an auction. So let me tell you this. At the very end of the video, I'm going to tell you about the auctions. Now, people make two big mistakes at those auctions. I want to give you those mistakes so that you avoid them. So don't go away. I'm going to come right back.
I got 18% of my money.
3.7 times our investment.
We sold it for $27,000, so I tripled my money.
We're expecting to make $83,000 on those 4. We still have 3 left with an extra 25. So in total, it will bring us $108,000.
It's this house. We bought 20 cents on the dollar, and we're going to profit over $39,000 when we sell this one.
But what's most important is to follow the TED system, step by step. His system, fantastic. That's why I master it.
How to buy a house at an auction. Now, there's over 5,000 tax defaulted auctions across America every single year. Now, there's 3,000 counties that are volunteering to do those auctions all the time. So it's constant. It doesn't go away. There'll be certain seasons where there'll be lots of them, but there's plenty of business for everyone. Now, what are they auctioning? Single-family homes, small apartment properties, residential lots, small office buildings, farms, even tall buildings downtown. Every conceivable property, except for the churches and schools, owes property tax. So these properties are being auctioned because they defaulted on their property tax. Now, I'm not talking about an income tax or an excise tax. I'm talking about a property tax. Now, so who collects the property tax? Well, the treasurer has got together with the legislature, and the treasurer is authorized to not only issue levies, but they also want to collect the tax. And if they can't collect the tax, they're authorized to confiscate the property, put it on a list, and sell it for whatever they confiscated or whatever they get. So they basically sell those properties without a mortgage. Now, when they sell those properties without a mortgage, which is a big deal, they're selling properties at discounts of 60, 70, and 80% discounts from the market price or the tax assessed value. These properties are all being sold at absolutely rock bottom dollar, and they don't have any mortgage. So the county is authorized to do this, and they do it every single year in every county across the United States. Now, the individual states are the ones that choose. Half of the states are tax lien states. Now, those states choose to sell a tax lien certificate. Now, those are very benevolent states. Now, why do I say they're benevolent? Because if they sell a tax lien certificate, they don't kick the people out of the house. Now, that's a pretty good deal. They let them stay there. They stay in possession of the property. So if you buy a tax lien certificate, which is highly profitable, and I'll show you that in a second, or if you buy that certificate, you don't get possession of the property. But what you do get is you get a right of ownership in that property if the people don't pay. So it simply means this. If you buy a tax lien certificate, you invest with the government, you're going to get a check back from the government. Now, when you bought the certificate, they give you a guarantee of what kind of interest rate you're going to get. It could be 16, 18, 24, up to 36% interest. Okay, but if you don't get paid, you're going to get that property. You're going to possess that property. All right, now I have lots of videos on tax lien certificates and tax deeds. So below me, you'll see the links to those. You can go there anytime you want. Okay, now over 2,000 people a month ask the same question. And the same question is this: how to buy a house at a tax auction? Well, first of all, you need to know where the auction is. It's going to be at the county. It might be on the courthouse. It might be in a building in the county building. But they're going to announce it on the website for the county, or they're going to announce it in the newspaper, or both. More than likely, it will be both. They're going to do at least one auction a year, but some states will do one auction a month. Anybody can go to the auction. Some properties will sell as low as $500. Other properties will sell for $50,000. and 500,000. So there's going to be a wide range of properties that are going to sell at the auction. You can purchase any property at that auction. All you have to do to qualify at the auction is you need money to purchase. Now, that doesn't mean you walk in with a briefcase of $100 bills, because they're not going to take that. What they are going to take is some kind of instrument from a bank or something like that. Now, these properties are all sold without a mortgage. I want to say that again. These properties are sold at auction with no mortgage. The mortgage has been deleted. It's been wiped off the property. What does that mean? It means the property records will show that there's no mortgage, and many of the liens will be wiped off the property. So you're now buying a property for 70, 80, and in some cases 90% discounts, and it has no mortgage. There is no better deal than that. So if you wanted to buy a property, you wanted to get a property at a low price, you're certainly getting it there. All right, now property taxes are generally 1 or 2%. So when the county confiscates the property, if it was behind 2 or 3 or 5%, that's what they're going to try and put it back in the market for. So they're going to get the property back in the market, and they're going to sell it low price, and it's going to have no mortgage. Now, I have lots of other videos on how to buy tax defaulted property. Where will you find those? Well, you can go below me, and there'll be links. You can just click the link, and you can go to see another one. All right, now, if you want to make comments, I love to have your comments, love to have your questions. If you'll ask those below, I'll answer all your questions, and I have a special gift for you. All right, so let's review. The auction price is the starting bid, is going to be the back taxes or some small fees above that. So that's rock bottom dollar. What kind of discount will you get? 60, 70, 80% discount. That's the place to buy an auction property. Now, if it didn't surprise you before, I want to make sure that you get it now, and it just is burned in the top of your brain. The county will extinguish, they'll wipe out the mortgage, and they'll wipe out other liens on the property. So that means you're going to get a property bargain price. The starting price at the auction is always going to be the back taxes, and there's going to be no mortgage. Now, this might surprise you, but the mortgage will be extinguished. Now, that means it's wiped out. It's deleted, and it's been deleted from the property file. So you're now, if you're the high bidder, you're going to own that property at rock bottom dollar, and it's going to have no mortgage. Now, other liens will also be deleted from that property. They'll be deleted. So what have I been talking about today? How to buy a house at auction. Well, the answer is, why are they doing that? The answer is simply this. They're returning a property that was off the tax roll back to the tax roll. Now, how do they do that? They sell it at auction. The new buyer registers in their name, and now that property is back on the tax roll. So what do the counties want out of all this? The counties simply want one thing. They want all the properties they can on the tax roll, and they don't want the property. I can assure you the county has enough property within the county that they're maintaining. They don't want your property, and these properties will not be maintained. They'll just be left until someone does buy them. So buy them at rock bottom dollar with no mortgage. The county has lots of bills to pay. What are the bills they pay? Well, they have to pay the police. They have to pay the fire department. They have to pay for the schools and the school teachers. You're getting the idea. So the county just wants the revenue from the sale. Anyone can buy at the auction. You just need cash. There's no other qualification. All right. Can you just do this from anywhere in the world? If you have an internet connection and you can work in dollars, then you'll want to learn about online auctions. If you don't know how to do that, we have plenty of classes to teach you how to do it. So I'll button this session up with a couple of questions from viewers.
Ted, can you show us some examples of properties that are available at these tax defaulted auctions?
Okay, so let's look at some ways for you to get some sense for how big a business this is. All right, so I'm going to start out with a couple of counties like over in New York, and then I'm going to do some in California, and then I'll show you some things here in Florida. All right, now this is just an auction brochure that has it has a lot of property in it, okay? And I got this online, and the auction, the county was Sullivan County, which is just about an hour out of New York City, and they have 355 properties available. So I can open up this brochure to any page I want, and I will find properties, okay? So these are too small for you to see there. These are a list of properties. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's at least 10 on every single page. And as you can see, there's multiple pages in this auction brochure. So the point is I can go there and then I can look up. I marked one here. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to just get my glasses so I can see the numbers. Okay, this is I just picked this up because it was a ranch house The ranch house shows me a picture of it, tells me the address for 11 Conway Road. It gives me the tax number, and it tells me the market value. So the market value for this property is $151,000. Now, what if I could buy that property for a 70, 80% discount? What if I could get it for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar? What a bargain that would be. Then I can do anything I want with it, and it has no mortgage. All right, so that's it. That's just one example. Now, every county can make a brochure like this. If they don't make a brochure, they'll make one with just a whole list. Anybody can do it. Anybody that wants to do it. All right, now let me show you Los Angeles. All right, now Los Angeles, this is a book from one of the auctions, okay? So this is the auction list. Now I can go to any property in here, and I'll turn around and show it to you this way. Okay, so this page has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties on every page, and look at the pages. I mean, there's enough for everybody at these auctions. Once you learn how to do this, these are all properties that they're going to sell at the minimum bid and no mortgage. And there's going to be thousands of. Now, Los Angeles sometimes will do 2 sales a year. Sometimes this is online at the same time it's offline. All right. Now, in other classes, I talk about tax liens and tax deeds. And if you want to know about tax liens, I should say, if you want to know about those, I have links below so you can go and learn more about that. But let me just show you a brochure from one of the Florida counties. Okay, you can read that as well as I can. It says Tampa. Okay, so Tampa Bay Times, and this is Hillsborough County, and there's no pictures in here. This is just a list. Now, this is a regular newspaper. Let me show you how big it is. I'm going to back up. You can see how big the newspaper is. Okay, this has got 40,000 certificates in there. So my point is, there's enough for everyone. You just have to learn how to do this. And once you learn the step-by-step process, which we can teach you, you can be doing this every year in every county in the United States because it just never stops. This has been going on for 200 years. I didn't invent it. I just learned how to teach it. And my students make $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 in their first year if they want to. And we can show you how to do the same thing. I promise you I'd tell you about 2 mistakes. Now, the 2 mistakes are happening all the time at auction, and I see this happening with newcomers, and I also see it happening with experienced investors. So let me tell you what I see going on, and I hope you'll be able to avoid these mistakes. So number 1 is people show up at the auction, they're excited, they want to make money, so they start bidding. Well, if you haven't looked at the property, you should not start bidding. How do you know what's actually there? Is that property next to a chicken farm that might have a lot of odors? Or has that property burned down? Could there have been a hurricane this past week? I mean, who knows if you're just buying a number on a sheet of paper. So you need to look at the property. So boots on the ground, eyes on the property are very important. Now, you don't necessarily have to be there yourself, but you darn sure better have somebody check that property before you buy. So that's mistake number 1. Now, mistake number 2 is similar, and I see this happening on a regular basis, and people are showing up at the auction, they're all excited, but someone beats them out of a property because they either bid higher or whatever. Well, that's nothing to worry about. There's always plenty of auction properties. However, you don't want to just start bidding without having an exit strategy. Now, what's an exit strategy? Well, folks, you have to know what you're going to sell it for if you're going to start bidding. You don't want to start bidding so that you're the winning bidder. That isn't important. The winning bidder can just bid too much money, and that's what they do. And then you can't sell it because you're into the property at too high a price. So there's 2 exit strategies, 2 things you need to really be thinking about. 1, look at the property. 2, you have to have an exit strategy. All right, now I have a nice gift for you below. It's called a Safe Haven. You'll love this. It's going to teach you about tax lien certificates and tax defaulted property. So there's your chance. You're going to get that absolutely free. It's my gift to you. Just register below, and I'll see you on the next video.